Taylor, how are you doing today?
Good. I'm doing great. How are you, Leo?
I am great and so happy to have you on the Consume Media Vlogcast. As I'll let our listeners know that, myself, Taylor, we've known each other for about a year now.
Yep.
Taylor, you tell us who you are, the company you work for, and let's start there.
Okay. Yeah. So, Taylor Elliot, I am the director of marketing at Shepard. And, Leo and I met because Shepard was looking for, video services. So, we are a general service contractor for large scale trade shows, corporate events, and we provide event services for our customers and prospects.
So we've had a lot of fun working with you, Taylor, over the past year. I think you have sent us to Orlando. You have sent us to California. We've captured shows in Atlanta. We've been all over the place capturing different content for Shepard, which is just fun. It's fun to be able to travel to a lot of different places, film a lot of different shows, meet a lot of different people. So thank you so much for these opportunities. And kind of on that note, let's talk about fun because that's what we do here, right?
Yeah.
We do fun things. And your job in marketing, I would imagine, is fun. Tell me a little bit about how you make your job in marketing fun.
Oh, how I make my marketing job and fun. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, honestly, I think the beautiful thing about marketing is that every day is different. My job in particular is super fun because we have or I like to say that marketing serves the largest pool of people in the company because we're servicing our customers, we're servicing our future prospects and our employees. And my belief is that, marketing starts at the employee level. We need to make our employees proud of the business that, we work for. And then with that, there'll be positive results, with our customers and future prospects. So, I mean, every day is different. Some of the tasks that I find myself doing, I'm like, I can't believe this is my job, but it's super fun, and the team that we have at Shepard, they are super fun and bring creative ideas. And I would just say it's the variety, honestly, of what I do that makes my job fun.
I love it. And I know this isn't about me, this is about you, but I
Yeah.
feel similarly with video. Like you say that marketing empowers the entire organization. I feel like video empowers the entire organization, right? It's like it's
Oh
called
yeah.
the industry is called video marketing, but it spans so many different sections of a business. Like, it enables sales with testimonials. It enables recruiting with culture videos, and the list goes on and on. So
Oh,
I
totally.
like how we kind of have a similar perspective on what we do does kind of fall into one category, but it really serves the entire organization, which is great. So let's
Yeah.
take a step back. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. I was just going to piggyback off of that and say, like, I look at marketing as, or I mean, excuse me, as video, as a utility player, in terms of how we can leverage it. But then I think marketing is also a utility player. So you're totally right in the fact that we're similar but different.
I love it. So let's take a step back because, in our pre interview, I asked you some questions about your journey, how you got here. Tell me that. You are a young, strong female professional in
Yeah.
a director of marketing role. How did you land this?
Oh my gosh. So this question was interesting because I'm like, how did I get here? But I would say it definitely started, or the creative aspect, or working the creative side of my brain started at a very young age for me. It actually started with my mom was an interior designer, and then that she had a side business doing that, and then worked like in the mortgage business. And she would go to these jobs and task me with creating little vignettes and things like that. So that was like the start of being creative, if you will. And I didn't think anything of it. And then got to high school and took a graphic design class. And then I actually took graphic design all 4 years, became certified. I was so proud because one year I designed an agenda cover and the whole school got to use my agenda cover. And it was little things like that that I think I started to learn what, being how creative I could accomplish things being creative. And so that really kind of sparked my interest, and then got to college and really honestly wanted to be a graphic designer, but I didn't want to silo myself. And I've always been so curious about business and entrepreneurship. So I thought marketing was the perfect blend of those things. And then, from there, I just picked marketing, but I really had no idea what that really could mean. And played softball in college, which, I know we'll get into about how those principles that I learned are how I live my life and have served me very well. But I was so focused on softball that I didn't really think about when I graduated what I wanted to do, or just how I wanted to start my career. So I ended up staying an extra year, getting another degree in business management, and then minors in entrepreneurship and sales. And it's funny because I didn't really know what I was doing then or why, but I look at my job now and it truly embodies all aspects of the degrees and stuff that I have. Being an entrepreneur in the sense of building a department, sales, marketing is sales, business management, managing budgets, people, all those things. So, it was just a lot of, decisions that I think led me here. And I actually started at Shepard right out of college, and then ended up leaving for a little bit to go just get some different experience. And that time was also super pivotal in my success in learning and having exposure to really large corporate business, and working with a bunch of different agencies and all of that. And then I got the worthwhile opportunity to come back, and it's been the best decision, and I'm so happy that my path has led me here.
I love it. There's a lot to unpack there, and the two things that really stuck out to me is, first of all, the fact that your degrees actually encompass what you do on a day-to-day basis. That's not an
Yeah, I
everyday
know.
thing. I feel like it used to be. I don't know. I wasn't around
Yeah.
back then, but I feel like it used to be. But now it's just like you can major in anything and then get a job in anything. But also, like, if you do actually learn um, certain take certain majors, take certain classes, and you can apply those, that just gives you a little bit of a head start, having that
Yeah.
class experience. Because I'm similar, right? I was in the business school, studied finance. I was in mass media arts, where I learned to make videos, and I'm like, yeah, I can kind of put these two degrees together, right?
Yeah.
Business, video. Let's start a video business here. And so,
Yeah.
but then
Well,
also, what I thought was interesting is you were at Shepard, you
uh-huh.
left, and you
Yeah.
came back in the role that you wanted,
Yeah.
right? Tell me
Mhm.
about what was that role that you wanted? What did you say? Hey, like, I'll come back. I
Yeah.
sure I left for a reason or another, but now I want to come back because of this.
Yeah. I mean, oh gosh, that's a heavy question, but I have always been super passionate about like owning my career, being super driven, and you know, I I wanted to be able to accomplish what I wanted on my time in a sense. And the larger you go with companies, the more red tape there is, and you're maybe handcuffed by the process that they've put in place, and that's great. And I think there's such value in the large working for the large corporate company. That is the best way to learn processes and all of those things. But I think the value one of the biggest values that Shepherd's has is it's big and small all at the same time. Like we are the third largest in our industry, but we still kind of operate with a little bit of a small business feel. So you have autonomy. It's um, easy to come in and make impact, drive change, and uh, feel valued and what you're contributing. And so for all of those reasons, Shepherd became a really attractive opportunity when that opportunity presented itself. But I will say that um, my journey worked out exactly how it was supposed to, because I loved Shepherd when I first started, but I thought that the way was to go bigger and better. And what I found for me and how I thrive is in the environment that I'm in at Shepherd, where again I have autonomy over my career, and the leaders believe in you, and as long as you come with like research, logic, data, they're like, hey, let's try it. And that's kind of how I ended up here and all of that.
Love it. So let's piggyback off that. Now you're back, VP
Yeah.
or yeah, Director of Marketing at Shepard,
Hmm.
and now you are tasked with essentially running the marketing operations. So what are the innovative items that you guys are doing, that you and your team are doing at Shepard to be innovative, to grow Shepard?
Yeah. Well, so I'll plug the first one is leveraging video marketing. Honestly, because so a big emphasis that I have, leading the marketing sector of our business is just personifying our brand because I believe wholeheartedly that what makes Shepard different is our people and our customer service. And so to personify that, I want to amplify the voices of our associates and I want to showcase the work that they're doing. And what better way to do that than leveraging video? And that's one of that's honestly the biggest thing is just amplifying the voices of our employees, personifying them, and then again using video and you guys, which you've done an incredible job. I could ramble all day, so feel free to piggyback off with a question about my beliefs on video marketing. But you guys have been a huge um, resource in helping to kind of achieve one of our biggest goals that we have.
You asked the question, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts on beliefs on video marketing.
Yeah, no. So I think we touched on it a little bit earlier, but I would say video marketing truly is the ultimate utility player because it can be leveraged in so many different ways, whether you're at an event, on social, paid advertising. And I think what's cool about, or what I love about video marketing the most is that there's so many ways to achieve it in the sense that I can come to Leo and say, hey, I have this idea and it's in my brain and then you guys can conceptualize it and bring it to life. Or you can capture something that we're doing and tell the story in that way. So there's the opportunities are endless with marketing, and I think that I'm sure you've probably seen this, but like the trend for video marketing just continues to grow because it is such a valuable asset and you can use it in basically every channel. Um, so yeah, I just love how much variety there is in video marketing.
Yeah, I mean, the way I think about it and the way we've talked about it before is that all businesses have to do three things, right? Have to attract
Mhm.
new prospects, convert those prospects into customers, and ultimately delight your customers. And
Right.
we've really done all three of those things for Shepard.
Yeah.
Attracting, helping you find these new leads, having new content on your website, with converting the testimonial videos, the event recap videos really help kind of showcase what you can do, and then ultimately delight. I mean, we just wrapped up a customer success video that, while that's also a conversion tool, we're
Mhm.
explaining and helping explain what Shepard is doing to delight your customers. So it's a different goals, it's across different channels. So yeah, I'm glad that we've really started this relationship a year in, and a lot of
A
work
year
done and a
in.
lot of work to do.
Oh my gosh, we've built such a huge library of resources that I mean, we've done a few videos, but I mean, gosh, we could build a million more with all the content that we have. And one other thing that I didn't touch on though, my actual favorite thing about video marketing, because I'm most passionate just about the brand and building a strong brand. And video marketing is absolutely a way to propel your brand forward. So that's just another reason, the branding aspect of it as well.
Love it.
Yeah.
We've hit a lot of the questions, but there's one talking point that you mentioned earlier that I loved when I read through kind of our pre-interview conversation. And that's the question was essentially, how have you gotten here? What lessons have you learned along the way to help you get here? And what you talked about was the lessons that you've learned as an athlete,
Yeah.
how that helps you be stronger in your business career. Tell me
Mhm.
about that, because I feel similarly. I have one thing that I come back to all the time. There's a lot, but one thing that I come back to all the time that I'll mention afterwards. But I want to hear from you. What are the things that you learned as an athlete that have helped you in your career?
Oh my gosh. I feel like every situation I am in work, I can relate to an experience being an athlete. I think one of the biggest traits that has served me very well is just learning how to be a team player. That that is the biggest one. You can have the hard skills, you can be the best player on the team, but if your teammates don't want to work with you, then and you're not creating a culture of inclusivity, and they don't feel like you have your back, then the hard skills don't matter. And so the being a team player aspect is huge for me, and I think beyond that, or things that go with that, are knowing your role on your team, and accepting that. I think respecting authority is another huge thing. I just remember so many times my coach would ask me to do crazy things, run 5 miles at 5 a.m., and I'm like, there's no way. But you find a way. The competitive nature is another thing that's definitely drives me. Everyone will say I'm known for being competitive,
Mhm.
and my passion for winning. And then just a few other things, the not making excuses, and then lastly, work ethic. If I'm learning how to balance this now, because I think there's a threshold, but the grind, if you will, of like the mindset that I always was taught was like, if you're not working or putting in extra, someone else is. And so that has driven me in a lot of ways. And now, I'm working on the other side of like finding balance in my life. But that work ethic, as an athlete, has served me very well. But I'm curious what you were going to bring up. What were you going to say?
So I've been an ice hockey goalie since I was 9 or 10 years old,
Yeah.
and I'm have an injury now with my shoulder, but I'm gonna get back out on the ice. And as an ice hockey goalie, you're the last line of defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a physical sport. It's tough. It's hard. You're gonna feel pain. You're gonna get shot somewhere where it really hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And as a goalie, you have two options when you feel pain.
Yeah.
You lie down like a lot of other people do because it's different. You lie down. Oh, I'm in a lot of pain. Oh, it really really hurts. Or
Mm-hmm.
you fight through the pain. You get back up. The whatever it takes mentality. And the thing about a goalie is if you lie down, the puck's in the net.
Right.
Like there's no way about it. If you
Yeah.
lie down, if you don't get up from that pain, if you don't have that whatever it takes mentality, the puck's in the back of the net.
Yeah.
And if you get up, if you give everything you have, if you fight through that pain, you have a chance. You have a chance to help your team. And that's really it's about. It's about the team, right? It's not
Oh,
about me, my pride as a goalie wanting to stop the goal. It's if I don't get up, I'm going to let my teammates down. And
yeah.
I think about that all the time with everything I do. It's just like the whatever it takes mentality. This might hurt. This might be tough.
Yeah.
But I have a team that's relying on me for certain things. And I'm going to
Yeah.
give that whatever it takes mentality.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I couldn't agree more with that. It's like you don't want to let your team down. I often say you had a LinkedIn post, similar but different, about how pressure is a privilege. And that's another kind of lesson that I feel like sports brought is you do want to be the person that, when you're down by one in the sports world, or there's a big moment in work, that your team feels like if you're up to bat, or if it's your cell, or whatever it is, whatever that moment is, that you can be relied on and that you're going to deliver. And I'm sure you can relate with this with ice hockey, having those moments, throughout your athletic career, and you're like, okay, and you in delivering, that drives me in my professional career. I'm like, okay, pressure is a privilege. Let's capitalize on this moment and let's deliver, to your point, for the team, because I want the team to be successful.
Love it.
Yeah,
Awesome, Taylor. I just have a couple more questions, or one more question, then we'll do a little outro. But the
sure.
last question that we kind of talked about in a little pre-interview is, life lessons or advice that you would give. What would you say? What would you say
Yeah.
to someone who wants a similar career to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think my biggest thing would be work really, really hard. I think life gives you what you give it in some ways. So I think you can achieve whatever you want in life, and it starts with working really, really hard. Going back to what we say, if you're working on the hard skills, what's one thing you can control being a team player. So mix those two, work ethic and being a team player, and good things will happen, but it takes time. Be patient. I'm still learning that. I want to solve the world's problems yesterday. So, it might not happen on your timeline, but trust the process and good things will come. They always do for those who put in the time and, prioritize how you treat people. That's the other thing. Again, like how you treat people matters, especially in work. Again, you can have the hard skills all day, but you got to breed that culture of inclusivity and that team culture that people want to be a part of it and not on it. So those are kind of my tips and tricks.
I love it. Thanks so much, Taylor. Last thing I'll ask you is if anyone who watches or listens to this episode wants to find you, wants to learn about Shepard, how can people get in touch?
Yeah, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn at Taylor Elliot is my handle, and then also definitely follow Shepard. We are super active on LinkedIn. It's growing very fast, so it's just Shepard, and then our website is shepardes.com.
Wonderful. I'm sure some people will find you, will connect with you, Taylor. This has been a blast. Bright and early in the morning. And I'm glad that we were able to make this happen. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day. And this was fun.
Yes, thank you so much, Leo. You made my podcast dreams come true.
I love it.
All right. Thank you.